world? What up, world? What up, world? And maybe because I have the Latina Sisters, I'll say, Que paso, mundo? What's up, world? It's your boy, Tommy D, the nonprofit sector connector, and all about the connections, all about the relationships. Yeah, maybe you noticed the kid, his voice sounds a little raspy tonight. It was a late night. I was on Staten Island. I was there with one of my nonprofit clients, friends of ours, an organization called Venture House, which is a clubhouse and residential organization for people who experience mental health challenges, or as I like to say, mental health challenges. What they said last night is people with severe mental health diagnoses. I mean, the reason I think I lost my voice is because they had a band, a bunch of the members from the clubhouse and the employees of the organization had a band together. And we were singing, and I mean, what a great party. Listen, I've been to a lot of galas. I go to a lot of galas. I'll always be going to a lot of galas. Maybe I should change my nickname to the guy who goes to galas. But I think there's something when it's a party, man. Let's make it a party when we have the gala. They got through the honorees and they got through the speeches, and it was rocking, and it was a really good time. So anyway, Venture House, shout out to for Kenny and Liz and Juliet and David and I saw my buddy Norman last night and all the gang over at Venture House. Really, really special organization, both on Staten Island, in Queens, and as well now dealing with younger individuals in Brooklyn. So check out venturehouse.org, and they are a client of ours, which I'll bring out. What does that mean, a client? So Vanguard Benefits, that's our benefits agency, health insurance and group benefits, other group benefits, and really kind of leads us into what the conversation is going to be about today, because each month since February, what we've done is I brought on an organization that is connected to the mission of wellness and give back in community for the specific month. So it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. Today is October 13th, 2023. I don't know when you found this or where you found this, but I'm doing it live as we speak right now. So that's what time and date it is. With Vanguard Benefits, which is our agency, as I started to say there, we focus on the nonprofit sector. We focus on educating our employer groups. And when I say that, I mean our clients. Some of those are nonprofit organizations, some of those are businesses. And really, this is just another way for us to give back to the community in collaboration with, me, Philanthropy and Phocus. That's the show, the Nonprofit Sector Connector. That's my name. I also go by Tommy D. I have two friends here with me, Millie Mota and Maria Romero. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good to see you both. I'm going to have to call one at a time because I messed you guys up. I made you say it at the same time. I'll start. Millie, how are you? Good morning, my dear.
I'm doing great. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning, Maria. How are you?
I am very good. Good morning.
I love it. I think, man, I'll tell you something. Things sound so much better with an accent. It doesn't matter what people tell me. I got an accent when I go around the world. I'm from Long Island, man. That's what we talk like. This is how we speak here on the island. But I just always even my last name, Dimisa, sounds nice when my hand goes up in the air and you put a little spin on it, little extra. I've been told I'm a little extra, in fact. And I say I'm more than a little extra. I'm a lot extra. All right. So let's get into this conversation. Let's talk about it. There is one last thing I want to shout out actually before we do this. Next Tuesday night, the ladies and I are going to talk about an opportunity they have. I will be in New York City because it is the third annual New York City Imagine Awards. Shout out to Kellyanne Serini, and the team. Shout out to Hillary Needle and all my friends involved with the Imagine Awards. And let's get into this conversation. So Maria and Millie, this is an organization that you put together as a recognition of some sort of need, right? So like when we talked about leading up to this, what I really want to understand is your backgrounds, your stories, and then how you connected. You could just, whoever wants to start it off, we'll figure it out in a second. But how you connected, and then really why. There's a lot of nonprofits out there in the world. In fact, in New York City, there's 36,000 nonprofits. Out here in Long Island, I hear the number at 4,000. I hear the number at 9,000. Either way, it's a lot. I want to understand why this was something that you felt was a gap and an opportunity and it needed to be done. But I just remembered something before we do that. If it wasn't for me running into my friend Melissa Greenberger earlier this week and saying, I really need to connect with an organization for this month around breast cancer awareness, I would not have met you guys. So Melissa Greenberger from Long Island Community Foundation, shout out, love you, Melissa. You know, used to be with Pro Bono Partnership. I loved you then, I love you now, I appreciate you, and a great leader in the nonprofit sector. So she made this connection. So as a nonprofit sector connector, I must notice all my other nonprofit sector connectors out there. So let's get into it though. How did this thing start? Why did it start? Maria, Millie, who wants to go first?
Me.
Okay.
I am the founder and the director from Long Island, the Latina Sisters. I am breast cancer survivor for 13 years. And for this second opportunity, I think my passion is help my community.
Mhm.
And I work in the city because I used to live in Queens.
Okay.
And I worked for an organization to help women with cancer, with breast cancer. And that is an organization to educate the ladies about breast cancer. And I bought a house here in Long Island. And when I come here, I feel the same opportunities there are in the Queens, when the city, Manhattan, Bronx. No, it's the same opportunity here in Long Island.
Okay.
And my mother, and this is why I started the organization. My mother is a very religious person. And when we're here, my mother say, I need a church that speak Spanish. I need to go. And I Google, I live in Comac. I Google and say St. Luke's Church. And I went with my mother there. And a voice in my mind said, you are doing great things here. I come back to the father and say, I want to talk with you. I want to start a support group for ladies with cancer here. Mm-hmm. And he say, okay, the doors are open for your idea. And we start with 6 ladies. And right now the 6 ladies turned to 350 ladies in whole Long Island. We have 4 support groups, one in Brentwood, other in Hempstead, Patchogue, and Riverhead, Bridgehampton.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I just said, wow, please continue.
And in the pandemic, when COVID started, I lost my job. And we have a chat with the ladies, and the ladies send me a message. We need food, we need support. And Millie, Edixia, Maria, Consolito, and me, we went to the city, to Astoria, to bring food boxes to the ladies, and the 75 boxes are finished in 35 minutes. And we went to the other places, and we start going to Hempstead. And one of the ladies, one of the survivors, her name is Cecilia. She said, one man wants to meet you, because she said he wants to introduce you. The lady helped the ladies with cancer. And he said, and I went with him, and he said, what is your dream? And say, my dream is I have an organization. And say, okay, I can go, your dream come true, but come to next week with 5 ladies with your same, with the same thing.
Mission, ideas.
Yes, the same idea. And we came the last week, and he said, I want to open this organization because my wife is a breast cancer survivor, and he right now is like a father for us, is our mentor, and his name is George Severon.
George Severo.
Yes.
Ciberone.
Say it for me, Millie.
George Ciberone.
George Severone, hello, sir. Hope you're watching.
Yeah.
Would love to just shake your hand and give you a hug for the work you're doing and supporting, the mission and getting. Again, we all need mentors, as Maria said. We all need people in our corner to help us and give us that extra push and that support. Millie, we're gonna go to a quick break, but when we come back, I want to hear some of this from your perspective as well. And get into conversation. And what we do always here on the show is once we get to meet our friends, then we get to hear about the organization's programs and things like that and the impact. So we got a lot of time and we got a lot to talk about. So let's go to a quick commercial break. The show is Philanthropy in Focus. I am Tommy D, the nonprofit sector connector. Right back.
Are you a business owner? Do you want to be a business owner? Do you work with business owners? Hi, I'm Stephen Fry, your small and medium-sized business or SMB guy, and I'm the host of the new show, Always Friday. While I love to have fun on my show, we take those Friday feelings of freedom and clarity to discuss popular topics on the minds of SMBs today. Please join me and my various special guests on Friday at 11 a.m. on TalkRadio.nyc.
Are you a high-achieving, growth-oriented leader? Are you interested in developing your authentic leadership while creating a healthy, inclusive workplace? Hi, I'm Dr. Mara Broncu, host of The Hard Skills on TalkRadio.nyc at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fridays, where we discuss how leaders develop the hard skills needed to make a greater impact. We interview experts, have live coaching, and tackle these challenges. Listen to The Hard Skills on Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern on TalkRadio.nyc.
What really drives success in business? Introducing Intangify, the show that explores the intangible assets that create value and growth. I'm Matthew Asbell, your host and an attorney focused on innovation. Join me Fridays at noon Eastern to discover how innovation, culture, and other intangibles shape thriving companies from startups to established businesses. We'll share strategies to unleash your business's true potential. Tune in live on TalkRadio.nyc Fridays at noon Eastern and Intangify your business today.
You're listening to Talk Radio NYC. Uplift, educate, empower.
Nonprofits need connections to move in good directions. So cut through all the static. Join Tommy in his attic.
On your boy, the nonprofit sector connector, virtually in the attic. I mean, I don't have room for all the fans to show up and hang out here in the attic with me, but please join me virtually. And if you want to catch up on old episodes and things like that, you can come here to TalkRadio.nyc, or you can go to my website, Philanthropy in Focus, PHOCUS, philanthropyinfocus.com, PHOCUS. Send me an email, Tommy D at Philanthropy in Focus, or on the Instagram, which I dig, TommyD.nyc. Uplift, educate, and empower. That's what it said when we were at the commercial there. Uplift, educate, and empower. That's what this network is all about, TalkRadio.nyc. And I don't know if I realized how connected my mission is to that when I first started here with Sam Leibowitz on the network over 2 years ago. Some 140 Fridays ago, we've done 140 morning episodes of this program. So it's pretty special. I'll tell you, Maria and Millie, I was looking at you both as I was showing the website. So if you're just listening to this, folks, I was sharing the website, which is Latina Sisters Support.org, Latina Sisters Support, all spelled out, .org. And both of you smiled as you saw the photographs coming up. And it was just, I got a little mushy, got a little emotional, because I saw that you were recognizing and acknowledging just the impact and the work of what you're doing. And I would just say to you both, don't ever stop what you're doing, please. You're making incredible impact. And sometimes I know enough about nonprofit after these years that often we're overwhelmed, often we're tired, often we don't have the support. But you're making a difference. So know that. So I don't want to get you all emotional and mushy and sensitive, but thank you for what you're doing. I'm grateful for you. I know many more people are grateful, and I'm grateful again to Melissa Greenberger, because we don't get to meet. I want to be out on one of these missions you're doing. So we'll get into that, how you can utilize this able-bodied 45-year-old man to just help you with a couple things. All right. So we were talking about George and how George came into the picture. Maria and then Millie, let's talk about this because I want to understand how this all happened because this is a relatively new organization. Tell me, Millie, take it away a little bit.
Okay, so thank you. So like Maria said, she's the founder, and she started with 6 ladies, and I became number 7. I used to go to one of the coalition. I'm also a breast cancer survivor for 6.5 years. And I started going to the breast cancer coalition. And one day somebody invited me to go to St. Luke Church, where Maria had the support group and see something different there. When I had conversations with Maria, I identified that we have the same mission, that we were so connected, even though we were apart, but we were 2 people that find each other and share the same thing, the same vision, the same mission. So going back to Mr. George Civeron, by the way, he's a very well-known and respected gentleman. He's the director from the Hispanic Civic Association in Hempstead. Okay. And a lot of people know him. And he's a very kind person. And one of the things that motivate us is that when he invited the 6 of us to go back to his office, and he had a whole questionnaire asking questions, what do you guys want? What do you guys are looking for? Because he couldn't believe that during the pandemic, we went to ask for help and ask for boxes of food to bring those boxes back to people that were going under chemo and radiation and other cancer treatment. And we were also survivors. So he was like, how do you guys are doing this? You are also risking your life because you're also very vulnerable. Right. You have to make sure you guys are protected. But we didn't care. We didn't even, nothing passed to our head, about COVID. We continued to do what was our mission at that time, and it was bringing food, a plate of food, to our ladies in need. So we went to Brooklyn, Queens. We asked. And when he was talking to us, he asked, so what is your dream again? And Maria repeated the same thing. She said, I want to have an organization. And then he smiled and he goes, so what is your dream? And I said, I support 100% her dream. And I also want to see us providing workshops and doing symposium in Spanish, because we go to a lot of symposiums and a lot of our ladies don't understand what the doctors are saying, what the people are talking about, because they don't understand the language. So I said, so my goal is to do the same thing, have panel of doctors and bring it to our community, our undeserved community, that we need to empower them and bring in education. And I said, you know what, before the year end, I know we're going to accomplish that. And I know we're going to have also a gala. We're going to have a gala. It was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Having a gala and doing everything that you want to do, it takes like a year of preparation. I said, guess what? By the end of the year, we're gonna have both.
What year was that, Millie?
2019. I'm sorry, 2019. So he says, well, for everything you're saying, you guys need to become a non-for-profit. We didn't know anything about that. Right. So he says, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to pay the fee, and I'm going to just going to help you because I see the potential. I see the hard work. I see the dedication, and I see how organized you guys are. So we started in 2017, but in 2019, that's when he helped us to file for the 501c3. And right away, we got the documents back and we were up and running, but we were doing a lot of stuff way before that.
Yeah, I want to jump in 1 second, and I want to make sure I get the quote right. So let me just let me pull it up really quick because I use this quote all the time and I kind of just riff on it a little bit. If I could find it quickly, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Gang, if you want to do something to make the world better, I do it. Just do it. And you know what? Meditate on it, pray on it, dream on it, and you'll attract the people, the Georges of the world into your space. You know, Maria somehow attracted Millie to her team with the 6, and then there were 7. Just do what you want to do, and you'll find the people that are going to support it and get it going. Right, Maria? I mean, I see you nodding. Right? Millie, same thing?
Yes, you definitely have to get the key people on your team, people that have put their heart and soul to work hard and have the same passion, you know. So at that time, you know, we didn't, like I said, we didn't have no logo, we didn't have a definite name, we didn't know how we were gonna call, you know, the non-for-profit, but we knew what we wanted it, and that was very clear. So Maria designed the logo, which is the trio life with all the ribbons of different type of cancer. We decided that we were going to be unique. We wanted it to have the first Hispanic Latino group that support all type of cancer, not just breast cancer, even though we are breast cancer survivor, but we wanted to support all type of cancer. The name, all of us got together and piece by piece, we put the name together, and that's how we became Latina Sister. Because a sister, when you're going through rough time and you have a sister, you know, that's the person that you trust and you look for the support.
And let me ask you this. When you say that, what stands out for me is a sister or a brother does not mean that you have to have the same parents, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But you do have to share the same love.
Mm-hmm.
You have to care about each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be supportive.
I want to make one little funny comment quick. You know, we only met Tuesday after Melissa emailed us together to connect us on Monday of this week. And you mentioned a gala earlier. Before Tuesday evening, I already had an email in my inbox telling me about the gala. So for this upcoming gala. So you might be a small team, but you're mighty on the marketing front. I get it. I see you guys. I see what you're doing. So, you know, this dream, I love the fact that, and I want to connect you with my friends at the Spirit of Huntington Art Center, where I'm on the board there. It's a marketing agency that employs people with neurodiverse individuals, people with different abilities, and they just redid our brand, our mission, our vision, our values. So our new website is VanguardBenefitsYou.com. Vanguard Benefits You. And so I think it'd be interesting for them because you talk about the logo and you talk about your website. They're big on the marketing front. They're big on telling stories. And I think you have an incredible story here to tell. And at one point, what we'll do is you come out with me. We'll go visit the folks at Spirit of Huntington because I think there'd be an opportunity there for them to maybe be supportive and help in some ways. So I want to go into, you know, Maria, let's talk about, you know, this dream you had. I mean, you're done, right? You figured it out and this is it. We're nothing more to do, right? Like that's it. You solved it. No,
more things.
Oh, there's more to do. Oh, okay.
Yes. And that's true. You say you put this in a paper in your mind, in your heart, and that comes true. And 8 years ago, I went to I started to the life map for the next year. And I put in that I want an organization for all type of cancer. And the lady say, in what time this dream come true? I say 5 years, but no, was earlier than 5 years. And And I am so happy, but we have a lot of dreams, more dreams. Right now we have an organization, but we want a place for these ladies.
Okay.
A place because we have different type of cancer, because cancer is cancer. And the thyroid ladies, the ladies has thyroid cancer. That is different that the ladies has other type of cancer because they receive a different treatment and they need to be insulated in a room because the radiation. Yes, the radiation they can expose to the other people. And we have ladies that live in a basement with 3 kids, right, and on one room. Yeah. How they can do the treatment?
Yes, they can. So, what is your dream there? What are you looking for there?
We want to have a house with a different rooms with the ladies. They receive the treatment and stay there, or the ladies will have the metastasis and don't go to the hospital. Go to this house, the Latina Sisters house, to live a better life in the waiting for go to the fly. And I don't know where is the when or where is the you are going, but I want they stay in peace.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry for the rent, don't worry for the bills, don't worry for the food. They stay there and waiting.
How long would they, just from a logistics perspective, how long would, like, I mean, some people are in treatment for a long time. You mean, is it they would get the radiation and then it'd be a day or two that they would stay at the house, or what does that look like?
For the people with thyroid cancer, they need to stay 15 days.
Okay.
With people with hospice, they are in the last stage of cancer, waiting for waiting
to die, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So are you looking at this to serve these women as they're going through treatment as well as hospice? Is that part of the mission too, the vision? Something
like that.
So what it is,
all services.
Yeah, what it is, I'm sorry that I interrupt, is that, like I said before, we serve the underserved community. So our ladies are not prepared with insurance. Our ladies are not prepared with what hospice cost. Some of them don't qualify to be in a hospice. And some of them, they just want to be in a house, for their last days.
Right. Okay.
So, and that's what we want to help. We want to help, and then we're going to tell you all the different services that we have in the organization that are very, like I said, very unique.
Yeah.
Nobody else has that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll do that. We're going to take a quick break, but then I want to hear that. I want to hear about the services and the programs, and we'll get into that. I'm here, I'm closing my eyes, and I'm seeing this house. Maybe it's bigger than a house. Maybe it's a building, but we'll make it look like a house, right? Because I think all the things you want to do.
Warm, like a home.
Like a home, right? But I'm just thinking it has to be a big home. It has to be a big, right? So I'm visioning it and I'm putting it out there to the universe. And I know you all are putting it out there to the universe. So gang, if you're out there, we're specifically located here on Long Island, but if this is something that you're passionate about as well, and maybe you're in the real estate trades, or you work for the county, or you have some kind of relationships that this would benefit these women and what their mission is, well, reach out to us. Let's connect. Let's talk. Before we do that, before we connect and talk, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and I want to hear about what the day in the life of running this organization is and what the programs are. And, and when somebody receives that scary diagnosis, and it is, and I have people in my family that we have gone through these things. It's something to be very, we need to hug, we need love, we need a plan, we need compassion. So we'll talk about all that when we come back. This is what this show's about. It's just about me trying to give people an opportunity to talk about the great work they're doing. We'll be right back. Philanthropy and Focus.
Are you passionate about the conversation around racism? Hi, I'm Reverend Dr. TLC, host of the Dismantle Racism Show. which airs every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern on TalkRadio.nyc. Join me and my amazing guests as we discuss ways to uncover, dismantle, and eradicate racism. That's Thursdays at 11 o'clock a.m. on TalkRadio.nyc.
In a post-COVID world, you may have many unanswered questions regarding your health. Are you looking to live a healthier lifestyle? Do you have a desire to learn more about mental health and enhance your quality of life? Or do you just want to participate in self-understanding and awareness? I'm Frank R. Harrison, host of Frank About Health, and each Thursday, I will tackle these questions and work to enlighten you. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. on TalkRadio.nyc, and I will be Frank About Health to advocate for all of us.
Hey everybody, it's Tommy D, the nonprofit sector connector, coming at you from my attic. Each week here on TalkRadio.nyc, I host the program Philanthropy and Phocus. Nonprofits impact us each and every day, and it's my focus to help them amplify their message and tell their story. Listen each week at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on TalkRadio.nyc.
You're listening to Talk Radio NYC at www.talkradio.nyc. Now broadcasting 24 hours a day.
Nonprofits need connections to move in good directions. So cut through all the static. Join Tommy in his attic.
We're back. We are back. Back to the show. Back to the show, everybody. All right, let's get back into it. Millie Mota and Maria Romero are here from Latina Sisters Support. Go to the website, latinasistersupport.org. Shout out again to my buddy, my friend, Melissa Greenberger, for the introduction. I just put the Long Island Community Foundation up on Facebook, but if you want to learn more about what the Long Island Community Foundation does, go to licf.org, Back to the convo. All right, tell me, ladies, what is this organization doing day in and day out? We understand the genesis, the dream, the vision, but what exactly does it look like walking through the paces day in and day out?
We have different services. We start with hot meal services for the ladies in treatment, or if don't have the hot meal services when they are receive chemo, we give a basket of food with organic products. We have 2 psychologists or 2 therapists online, 1 doctor online. We have the services, house cleaning services, transportation, and we have 2 new services. One is funeral donation, is $300 or $500, depends the case. Lady sister companion, we pay 3 or 4 hours to the lady go to stay with the sister. Is in they don't want to go to the hospital, and they don't have somebody care to her. We pay to stay with her, and the husband or son coming to help her.
Yeah. Wow. How does somebody connect with the organization if they need services? What does that look like? Do they, how would you like, I said the website, but how do people connect with you? Millie, the mission, how do they learn more? Tell me about that.
Okay, so we go to a lot of health fair throughout Long Island. Plus, we help Stony Brook with a mobile van. We sign up ladies to get, because we want to talk about risk, the risk and the prevention. That's the number one thing, and give education to our community. So with the mobile van, we sign up a lot of people, and unfortunately, if they become diagnosed, with the diagnosis of cancer, then they come back to us to get the services and support that we have. We are very connected to the local clinics. So the local clinics, we get referral and we refer to them as well. Since we have 2 locations, St. Luke Church in Brentwood and also Lady Loretto in Hempstead. There's a lot of people that goes to the church, and we do 2 health fair at each church each year, aside from the educational symposium. So we get a lot of people. There's a lot of traffic, because when we do our events, we do to raise funds. We do garage sale. We sell food. We sell whatever we can sell. You name it, we sell it because we need the funds. And every dollar that we get, it goes right back into the services that we have. By the way, our services are called Sisters Support Sisters, and that's what we do during the treatment. That's when we provide the cleaning, because when we went through it, we recognize the things that are needed when people are in chemo. I was not able to drive, so I needed somebody to drive, and all my family members were working, so I needed somebody that gave me that support. So we identified that that's the need, and that's the reason why we give transportation. We want to give a thank to Labney, because they gave us $10,000 for us to buy a minivan. We're still trying to raise more money for that. We need our own transportation because we're putting a lot of mileage in our own car. And we transport the ladies back and forth from treatment and also from doctor's appointment. And aside from that, we bring them the hot meals to the houses, and we bring the basket of food from Trader Joe's. We bring it to them, depending how many people are in the family, how many family member. It's from $150 to $200 that we buy worth of food. And it's a good quality food because we want them to be healthy. So how do we get the people? The people call us, our phone number, or the Facebook, or word of mouth. A lot of people say, there's an organization that is helping out. And because we go to a lot of different events, all the time, because we want people to come and get the services, because we know. So this is what it is. Breast cancer has a lot of help. Breast cancer has a lot of everything. The other type of cancer don't. So when people are diagnosed with ovarian cancer, uterus cancer, skin cancer, stomach cancer, lung cancer, any type of cancer, they don't get that same help. But we do provide the help that they need during that difficult time in the process. So we have 80% of our ladies are breast cancer survivor, and the other 20% are all other type of cancer. And we are a big family with sisters that support each other when we're going through it. We have a lot of volunteers from the ones that are feeling better. They become volunteer because they know that when they were sick, somebody helped them. So now they want to give a hand, and then they said, okay, so I help out.
How the compassion and love of being able to turn that around and pay it forward, as they say, where they experience the benefit and they're now survivors, and then they say, I want to be part of this mission. And isn't that what we're all supposed to be doing here, is having these conversations to make each other better and support each other. And you use the word sisters, and I just think it's so important to realize that we're not just talking about the people who grew up in your home. We should be supporting each other in so many ways. There was a it's partnerships. There was a part of your website here that talks about some of the relationships and partnerships you have. You mentioned Trader Joe's. I think you women seem very savvy, so I'm assuming that you get Trader Joe's to hook you up a little bit and things, or no? Okay.
Only the tax exemption. That's it.
Say I spoke over you. Say that again, Maria.
Tax exception.
Tax exemption. All right. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say put it out there to Trader Joe's and be mean or silly or things like that. What I am gonna say though is, if there's local providers here on Long Island that might want to be part of that, I know some smaller businesses that have access to produce and things like that, and maybe we can get a connection. So if you're listening out there and you know who might have those types of relationships, I know one or two myself that I'm going to jot down to make some connections with. I wanted to ask you something. Have you ever worked with Harmony Healthcare? It's a federal qualified health center. My friend Amy Fleischer is the director of development over there. David Nimiroff is the CEO over there, and they work in some of the communities you mentioned, Hempstead, Brentwood. They have these federally qualified health centers in certain communities. I think there'd be a benefit for you to know them. I'm going to make that connection. This is how the show goes sometimes. I just pause in the middle of the show because I have to write down notes because we're going to make connections for you later on. When we come back from a break, because this is how fast the show goes, we're going to come back and I want to talk about, actually, I'll throw something out there right now before we go to a break. You mentioned something to me earlier, Millie, about next Tuesday, the 17th on Long Island. Let's shout that out and I'll put the link out there.
Yeah. So next Tuesday, we are inviting everyone to, hockey fans or non-hockey fans, don't matter. I mean, I don't know too much about hockey, but we were grateful and thankful, from Northwell that make that connection to the Islander, New York Islanders. So we're going to be on their game on the 17th, representing Hispanic Heritage Month, and at the same time, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And it's a beautiful thing because we are the only Latina Hispanic organization that is being invited to be part of this. So any ticket, there's going to be a link that it's being. Any ticket that is purchased, $5 will go towards Latina Sisters Support Inc., to benefit from that and to continue to provide the services that we give to our community. Not only our ladies in treatment, because when we have extra, we give to the churches also. So we always thinking about the other people, not only the cancer community.
I love it. I just threw that out there on Facebook, gang. So if you are watching us on Facebook or you want to look at this later on, Talking Alternative Broadcasting is where you're going to find it on Facebook. I put the link out there for that event. It says, Vamos Islanders. That's my little accent, gang. Let's go to a quick commercial break before I do any other accents. We'll be right back.
What really drives success in business? Introducing Intangify, the show that explores the intangible assets that create value and growth. I'm Matthew Asbell, your host and an attorney focused on innovation. Join me Fridays at noon Eastern to discover how innovation, culture, and other intangibles shape thriving companies, from startups to established businesses. We'll share strategies to unleash your business's true potential. Tune in live on TalkRadio.nyc Fridays at noon Eastern and Intangify your business today.
Hey everybody, it's Tommy D, the nonprofit sector connector, coming at you from my attic. Each week here on TalkRadio.nyc, I host the program Philanthropy and Phocus. Nonprofits impact us each and every day, and it's my focus to help them amplify their message and tell their story. Listen each week at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on TalkRadio.nyc.
Are you a conscious co-creator? Are you on a quest to raise your vibration and your consciousness? I'm Sam Leibowitz, your conscious consultant, and on my show, The Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity, we will touch upon all these topics and more. Listen live at our new time on Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern Time. That's The Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity, Thursdays 12 noon on TalkRadio.nyc.
You're listening to Talk Radio NYC at www.talkradio.nyc. Now broadcasting 24 hours a day.
Nonprofits need connections to move in good directions. So cut through all the static. Join Tommy in his attic.
I'm sharing the website again, and it's latinasisterssupport.org. The phone number is 631-984-0640. It says here in Brentwood from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then there's opportunities to connect with the group from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays in Hempstead, 104 Grand Street, Hempstead, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, and 266 Wicks Road, Brentwood on Tuesdays and Thursdays. What is that, like office hours? Is that support group? What is that?
That's office hours. In the support group, we have one every Saturday. We go to different support groups. So we have the one in Hempstead, the one in Brentwood. We have in Patchogue Library, and we also have it in Bridgehampton at the center. It's a youth center run by Bonnie Cannon, a beautiful lady that opened the door for us to be out east. We also go to the consulate, like Salvadorian Council, and we also go to the Guatemalan Council in Riverhead. So we are all over the place, you know.
Sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like you're moving around. What do you think if let's go back to the dreams. I like dreams, and let's think about is there a dream relationship you're looking for? I noticed you mentioned Northwell. I saw Northwell on your website. For those of you who are not located on Long Island or in the 5 boroughs of New York City, Northwell is the big health system here on Long Island and into the 5 boroughs and up to upstate New York. Very familiar with all of us. What are there other relationships, things like that? Maria, I see you nodding. Tell me.
Yes, we have relationship with Catholic Health, MSK, Stony Brook, and Sun River Health.
Okay.
Yeah, and you say the dreams comes true. 8 years ago, I went one of the clinics, and I spoke with the director, and I was working in the other organization, and say, who are you? When you are director, come to me, and we can open the tables for that organization. And 3 weeks ago, the same guy sent an email to me and say, we want to Latina Sisters Support have a table in all our clinics.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me just play this out in my head and for everybody. You were asking them, and then now he came asking you.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. That's it. Well, you were playing a little hard to get, maybe. Maybe that's what it was.
Well, I always said to Maria, let's wait. Let our actions speak louder than any words or anything that we have to say. The things that we're doing it from the heart, and people recognize that that's what we do. Yeah. When we open up our first bank account, we put $100 each. And it was a joke. And so a lot of people say, like, how are you going to be able to do everything that you want? And we just said it. It's just going to happen. And that's how things are rolling out and happening for us. We don't have a government grant. We now have a grant writer, which we didn't have before. We have our bookkeeper, and we have everything in line because we want everything to be very transparent, very clear. Every dollar that we spend, where the money goes. And now we're applying to the private sector to get the helps because we run out of money very quick because, our population is growing. And like we said, there's a lot of need. There's people uninsured that we help to get be in the system to get the insurance so they can get the treatment. And if we have a healthy community, we have an empowered community. If we have a community that have education, we empower our community.
Yeah. So some of what I'm hearing, and I'm really glad we're meeting and connecting, because what I'm hearing is, the opportunity for referrals, the opportunity to get, when you talk about getting people into the system so they can apply for, whether it be Medicaid or other services, that comes out of a bridge of nonprofit leadership working together and collaborating. I think about organizations like Options for Community Living, which deals with people living with HIV and AIDS and often homeless and with mental health issues. There's a lot of overlap on the services that these organizations can provide. And my friend Yolanda Rubano Gross, who's the CEO at Options for Community Living, she always says, Tommy, what my dream is? I need a bus. I need like a bus or a truck that I can drive out to the community and bring the services that we provide to the community, because we are aware that people are tragically living on the street. right? And certainly you add to somebody who might be on the fringes of poverty and having some challenges, and then they get a cancer diagnosis, and then what? Didn't get better. It ain't getting better, right, Millie?
Exactly. And I just want to, I don't want to forget this. This year, we were invited by National Breast Cancer Coalition to go to La Jolla, California, and we went there, and we were part of Project Lead. Thank National Breast Cancer Coalition for that invitation, also to support us and give us the scholarship to be there, to pay for hotel, airfare, and everything. Everything was paid, and we were there with the researchers talking about clinical trials. And clinical trials are very important, especially because our minority, including our African American, also the Hispanic population, Asian population, all minorities, they don't participate as much in the clinical trial. So, part of educating our community, we also want to educate ourselves so we can bring this back. And our participation was very important because we heard a lot of things about how the researchers haven't found, or why they haven't found a cure for cancer, why it's so complex for them to find a cure. And they talk about mutation, they talk about different type of things, and we learned a lot. So when you say a dream, one of the dreams is to have more access to better healthcare system for our undeserved community. I would love to see part of the primary care also do cancer screening, sometimes you don't know where the cancer comes from because a lot of people don't go back to their family history. So those BRCA mutation in the BRCA test, which is when they test the genes to see where the cancer is related to any family member, that should be just a free test given to the people. And it's so hard to get a lot of those things, and so those are things that I would like to see. I would like to see more doctors, Hispanic, Latino doctors get involved in the research. We don't see that a lot. We need to see more people to be more volunteer and be more passionate and compassionate about, people going through cancer, and participating more trials and be there, be present.
Listen, I love all of what you're saying. It's about education. It's about reaching out. I mean, I think, I have a colleague of mine who's over at Northwell, and her whole role is to get doctors out into the community to educate people. Her name is Annette Roth, and I think we need to come back to that. We'll do that offline, the three of us. I also just recently stepped down from the board of the Health and Business Alliance, which is a nonprofit and education 501c6 charity nonprofit. Trade association really, but it's all about healthcare and nonprofits and business and where the three intersect. And that's an important organization that I think you would benefit from being connected to. So like I say, I've said Melissa Greenberger's name 3 times or 4 times already on this show. This is what it's all about, though. If it isn't for people thinking about us and making relationships and making the connections, well, then, nothing really happens. So I'm speaking to Millie and Maria, but I'm also speaking to you all who are out there paying attention to this. I don't know if you're finding this, if you're here on Long Island, if you're in London, if you're in Seattle, if you're in Singapore. The thing is, get involved in your community, make an impact. Take a stand, get involved. Is it this organization that's the one that pulls on your heartstrings? Then get involved. If it's one in your neighborhood, get involved. Be part of the change. Make the world a better place, please. And if I could help in any way and be a resource to you, don't hesitate to reach out. TommyD.nyc on Instagram, TommyD at Philanthropy and Phocus. And you could say Phocus is supposed to be spelled with an F, but not in the attic. We spell it with a PH. So TommyD at philanthropyandfocus.com. Maria Romero, Millie Mota, I appreciate you both. I appreciate this new friendship. I'm not kidding. When you need me, I will come out, carry boxes, whatever you want me to do, I'm there. And I have 3 or 4 introductions that I wrote down that we must take care of into next week. So thank you both. Any final words?
Thank you.
Come to our gala. Our gala is going to be on November 30th. We have package that we are selling. You can be, your name could be on our website. You can come in and see what we are about. Call us, and go to the Facebook, Instagram, and see the packages that we have for Christmas fundraising gala.
Love it. We got to leave it there. Maria, thank you. Anything else, Maria, real quick?
Believe in yourself and get dreams come true.
Dreams come true. Make it a great day, everybody. Make it a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Nonprofits need connections to move in good directions. So cut through all the static.